Disclaimer. This video and all its contents are Ngozi's opinion and that of some people who contributed. We're all entitled to our opinions, so enjoy.
I have a smaller car. I don't drive a bigger car because most people have advised against
Yes.
that.
Yes. Your father will tell you.
In Nigeria, men are not gonna like that kind of thing. You know,
what about you? Help you to sieve the kind of men who come and meet you.
To help you to sieve them.
Sieve them.
So that all the work, all the layabout
will not come. Somebody with a bigger car, we come.
Amen, sister. Amen. Exactly.
But I find that when I drive in Lagos, I have to be extra aggressive. Like they will try to if they try to flag you, I'm just like, I keep my eyes on the road and I keep going. And then if somebody's trying to cut me off, nope, I'm not doing it. I'm not letting you in because once they see that you're a female, they will automatically feel like you
know. Do you see what's happening? Do you see what's happening now? Do you see what's happening to cause and effect?
Yes.
Then you become that aggressive female driver that everybody's talking about. Because they've so honked me out of the way. They've so tried to cut me off every time. Because I'm a woman, I'm now like bone-faced. You cannot, your fat cutters offer. In fact, I'm even kind of cruising. The minute I notice you have cut, I will don't move. And then that stereotype of, see, I'm woman, just to the vex. Because they
Do
manage to give you car drive.
Do you know what I hate most? Is when you're trying to make a bend on the road, you're trying to turn. And then somebody now feels like, you probably don't know how to cut into that side. So the person will now go and block you. You now say, pass. I say, go. I can make my way through that road. I don't need you to block the traffic.
I understand. So the person will go and block. That thing happens on King's Road. They'll go and help you to block the traffic.
So that you can.
With so much,
I've helped
so
you.
much finesse.
I'm helping you.
And I say, go. I will find my way. I don't need your help.
Do you see the problem? Again, they've created this. They've created this quagmire. And damsel in distress.
You know what? It has its benefits because I'm not going to lie. When police officers stop me, I have enjoyed it so I'm not going to say, when they're like, oh, fine girl.
And not today, honey. But ladies, being female in Nigeria and being on the road, driving a big car, driving a small car, there is so much stuff that comes your way. But as we've just said, there are perks.
Oh, yeah.
Some days you're just not having it and they'll just keep treating you as a woman. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Jerry. So what it means is that when the negative comes, just let it slide on through. Let us not it has perks. Let's not buttress the stereotypes because
imagine you have a flat tire. Somebody will park. Somebody will pull up and want to help you.
Yes. He might have, he will have ulterior motives, but let him help you to change your tire. To change tire is difficult. Yes, it's difficult. It's hard to change tire. Let them help you. Don't be like, no, please, because I'm a woman. Yes, let him change the tire.
It's inside the village. You need one time. You can sit in the AC car. Thank you very much.
Yes, please. I'll sit here while you change. It appears like a pick and choose. I think for me, what it is that being female in Nigeria comes with a lot of peculiar wahala. I can't imagine how many. I don't know what happens in other parts of the world where they'll tell you have someone like you at home, or you are driving like a woman. Like women drivers are just bad drivers. For what it's worth, let's not. If we start with us, not to let the negative ones define us, then already that's a step forward.
Okay.
Number 3, being female in Nigeria at home. Now, at home is in your parents' house, in your husband's house, at any age. I mean, I said to someone the other day that you are a teenage girl in your father's house. He does not let boys come near the house. If they come near the gates, it is a problem. He does not let them come near the house. When they now start coming, it's permission, sitting together, and then you've graduated university and you're 21 and it's like, no husband. I'm like, where would they see me now? You have been holding gun since I was in secondary school. How would they have met me by now? Give me some time, please. Then you get to 25 and it's like, you're not married yet. It's like, okay. Mommy, I'm a bridesmaid for my friend's wedding. Is that? Okay. Yeah. Then 28. Mom, the baby's getting married. I'm a bridesmaid. Okay, cool. Mommy, Lola is getting married tomorrow. Now, wow. Are you still doing bridesmaid? Then you now randomly show up with a guy. Maybe you don't even show up with a guy. Let's say you're family friends with Lola. She now comes for the wedding. And then you are dancing beside one of the groomsmen. we're just dance partners. We're just standing. I don't even know him before. We're just standing together, mommy. Being female in Nigeria at home, I feel means that you have to be married at a certain age. Unless it's only in Nigeria. I don't know if it's changing, and maybe you will let me know. Oh, my God. It's not changing. My mother is for my mother.
Prayer point.
Question for you, Ibukum. In Nigeria, you stay in your parents' house until you're married. Mm-hmm. If you are 40, be in your mother's house. You're not married. You'll be there. You can't. Yeah, because there's something to be said about I've come to marry you from your father's house. Yep. So you are 40. You are a senior manager in a company. You will stay in your father's house if you're single.
Not everyone, not necessarily. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, because I remember wanting to move out because it just made more sense for my work is far from my house. But it's like, you're in this Nigeria, you are single, you want to live in another place. Okay,
can you imagine? Please, this is what it means in English.
You're not doing that. So it is, I think it's part of it, especially if depending on the kind of home you're coming from, the expectations of being proper, being raised properly. Now, not to say that they're completely opposed to it, but then the situation has to be so, like, there has to be, like, there's no way out for you.
Like, you live in, like, Mowe Bafun, and your office is in VGC.
Working in, like, maybe
that type of thing, or like Sangotedo.
Okay,
that type of,
do
you understand?
Otherwise, we'll find you a driver.
Wow.
Your brother may have to move in with you.
But can your brother move out?
Oh, yeah. No, he's not in that situation.
As a matter of fact, when are you moving? When will you become a man of your own?
Go out there and accomplish things.
But you cannot become a woman of your own. At 40?
But I'm also very guilty. My sister is 25 and I'm like her mom. So, subtly, how far now? No, but I'm not saying marry.
I'm not just asking.
Let there be somebody. Just somebody.
But you know what?
Every guy that comes in is not like, where is he?
Even when they're limping.
or imagine they have all these acronym names where like me, the people IBK, they try to figure out this one AJ. What does AJ stand for? I didn't know it was a bachelor. All these little, I'm like,
my goodness. But let's before we even go to, let's go into this. Is it I don't want to say the right thing. I want to throw it to this side of the room. Are we, like what you said about your sister, you're like her mother, you want her to be with someone. You don't have bad intentions. What causes that for us to try to push a 25-year-old, be with a man? As though that is like, it's like me. I keep, like my father was big on education. Like you need to be educated. But I also feel like maybe I was educated so that I'll be marketable, for lack of a better word. Because the more market value, not so that you can be productive, being the job to fend for yourself, and that way you can be a productive member of society. No, because if you are not educated at a certain level, a man can see. Because if you're not educated, they might not just be attracted.
It's a balance. I mean, it's good for you.
Let's keep believing that.
But also the fact that anybody cannot just come and carry you.
Because we have put money on your head.
On top of it. We have invested in you.
Do we see that changing though? So we're talking about single girl will come to marriage.
Yes, when you brought up your dad, like my father, he raised us 5 girls.
Oh, hello.
He raised us with my mom.
Yes, sir. Do you see how she's like, my mama was there though?
Yes. Shout out, mama.
Hello, mama.
But he ingrained in us the sense of accountability. That he always made sure that he mentioned, he would have these caveats where he'd say, when you're in your husband's house, you need to do this properly because your husband, your future husband, he would make sure that we had that understanding that we would have a support system throughout our lives, that after you leave our house, there is another step, and you need to be able to comport yourself in a way that you represent them well. I wouldn't say that I would say that it helped us to become productive women, and it made us more cognizant of the way that we carry ourselves in public and just representing our father, and then knowing that we represent a larger community.
Yes.
So, I mean, in the household, they definitely had that that knowledge within us that, yes, your husband is going to be somebody that you will be representing.
We feel like things are changing. Yeah. Okay, but being female in Nigeria, single in the home, what are the
expectations?
Yes, of this whole, what you're preparing for. Like, I do not know what it is right now, but I've spoken to some women, when I say women, I'm talking 38, 39, 40, who are single. And it's like, why is the, I don't want to say marriage is not something to, I want to get, of course you want to get married, but it is important.
Why is it the only thing that makes you complete?
It's like, that's what, that's it.
It's like, that's why we get into wrong
But it doesn't, because when you now marry and you haven't born, it's another matter
that's
altogether. Do you understand?
Yes.
But the marriage one almost kind of gets people off your back a little bit. It's like, that's exactly what it is. It makes you complete. You are not complete.
I think it's because the fact that we're talking about Nigeria as a culture, if you look at more, some other countries like the US, they're so liberal, you know, if a woman decides she doesn't want to get married or have children, that's her decision.
That's on her.
But we're talking about, you know, our lineage, our history, our culture, our traditions. Our traditions are based on, well, our past traditions have been based off of procreating, having a lot of children to take care of the farm and the agriculture, you know, that's our history.
Yes.
So it's ingrained in us to, okay, once you're at a marriageable age, yes, you have to now start.
Go and do your part for society.
Exactly. We need to carry on the name, we need to carry on the legacy.
Okay.
We need to have heirs and you need to keep, you know, the
And
family
now-
name going.
Okay, but that's clearly then when the farms. I mean, I don't know that. I've not been on a farm. I've not farmed ever. I think in agric science, I planted a flower. I can't do it for you, please. But in agric science in JS3, I had a small garden. I planted a flower. You have to do it. It's either agric or introtech or food and nutrition.
Food and nutrition.
I did agree. You did agree. Me too, I did agree. So yeah.
No, sorry. I think it's different from for every family. Like for us, it's like I mean, how I was raised is marriage is something that's good. It happens on your way. So you know, you've gone to school, you got your degrees, you have your masters, you've been working. So I think my mom is a lot more traditional. So she's like, that's the next thing. My father is like, it's good to actually find someone that helps you come like on that journey. So for him, it's like, it's not good to get all of this and be alone. So the way he encourages it is more like, it's good to find somebody that you're sharing all of this with.
And don't get us wrong. At least don't get me wrong. Two is, I feel, don't eat me yet. For the most part, I feel like two is better than one.
Oh yes, it
In
is.
this life,
1,002 can chase 2,000.
hello.
Exactly. No, two is better than one.
Just in this journey
Don't
called
force it on
life,
us.
if you find someone
Take your
to
time.
ride it with, hold on to that person and ride it through. It's easier when you have someone by your side riding it through. But then if we go into being female in Nigeria, in a home where you don't really have a home, honey, he is beating on you. I mean, cheating, I have moved on, like in Nigeria, anyways. So I'm never going to talk about cheating because, really, even me, I'm never. It's a look, moving, anyway, moving on. So but there's certain times like indeed there are women who are in danger, and it doesn't mean that there's a men that are not in danger because your wife will do. But in a situation where you're in a home, but because to be married, especially in Nigeria, you must keep that title. How do we feel now about this whole single parent thing here in Nigeria?
It wasn't easy. And I'll use myself as an example. I remember when my ex-husband said, we are both not happy. He's not even a Nigerian. But it was ingrained in me. We're both not happy, and I knew we're both not happy. But I said, Oga,
just what not
you
happy.
cannot not happy. You go for counseling, you pray prayer
out,
out, and you
it's
walk
the devil.
it is the devil. So I mentally couldn't accept it, even when I knew that I was dying already that I was not happy. It's not because she was a bad person. It's just that that working togetherness wasn't happening
there
anymore. But it was hard for me. I was clinically depressed. I was clinically depressed.
They didn't take you to the prophet to deliver you.
I was not here. And if I was in Nigeria,
I would have
maybe they
delivered
would.
you.
I was in
They would have
DC
delivered
and
you.
it was snowing.
No,
so it was
no,
very
no,
cold.
no,
So
you didn't come.
I was in
Yeah.
that space where
No, you should
the
have
truth
gone.
is this, I won't lie. And a lot of people think that this should be an open discussion now. I had planned our suicide mission where, Snap I was thinking it. I was like, how can I not be a Mrs.? When people had told me that this one was not going to be possible, and then it became possible. Not even only did it become possible, because I was a teenage mom. So to have had a daughter at 15, and then at 25, someone says, will you marry me? You instantly say yes. Are you okay? You don't say no, even if you don't understand.
Because they
what it
told
is.
you, and this, sorry,
That
just to interrupt
completes
you,
me, yeah.
just to interrupt you so we can really say this is, this goes back to what do we then tell our children? What do we tell our daughters? How do we empower them and how do we encourage them? Because being female in Nigeria, based on everything we've said for as long as we've said it, it's not going anywhere. Not yet.
No, yeah, it's going to be a long
Because I don't know how we can be changed. Oh, we have to do a part 2 of this
I was
problem.
raised by a single mom, and I saw my mother struggle with she wanted to get married because I mean being raised in our own time as kids, being a single mom.
Hello.
Your father was always abroad.
Please hail us for mommy. Yeah.
My father was always abroad.
It was Daddy lives in
My
America.
father shut down.
My
It was that. Because I met my father when my mother heard me tell somebody, where's your dad? I'm like, my daddy has died. Your father did not die, yo.
He's
We
abroad.
are just not together. Let me go and show you. You know, so and I saw her struggle. I saw her struggle with trying to
Thank you, Diva, for me.
So, and I saw her struggle trying to get married, one relationship to the other. So, and I'm glad that when she passed, you know, she got married a year and she passed the following year, and I was like, thank God. And then she got her wish. But what that did to my psyche was marriage was not important.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to put myself
And she's only married 1
through
year.
this. No.
Oh,
Oh no!
married.
Apart
My
from,
bad. I was gonna say.
apart from,
apart from the whole story.
Please, if Angie is married, she only married 1 year.
From there we go.
You know, so but what that did to my psyche was I didn't want to go
No,
through
but
that
I
stress.
see, yeah.
I didn't want to have it. And so when I got married to my husband, even though he proved, I kept on like, why do you want to marry me?
What's wrong with you?
Why is this strong?
Yeah.
Why? So when he said to me, I said, okay, go first. It took me, it was a rational decision to marry my husband. Like, okay, this man loves you. This is good for you.
Yes.
But that's what he did to my, because that's
what it
had,
should be.
Yeah, that had done a lot to my psyche. Watching her, you know, really wanting to be a Mrs. Really wanting to be Mrs.
Because they said that would make her. I just
The
watched.
complete woman.
I just watched Queen of Catway,
Yes.
and all they were
Yes.
telling Lupita, who was the single mom of these children, was if you find a man,
Your problem will be
your
solved.
problems will be solved because they were suffering and so on and so forth. But you guys, we need to wrap it up. We are going. They say, because we need to do a continuation. We have 2 more points that we're going to talk on, which is why we did this only 3 for now. So we're going to come back and we're going to do the remaining 2. Thank you so much. But I'm going to throw random questions, 1 each, because I have to do these things. I like doing them, but it's random. Oh, I should just pick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. Okay, Chama, favorite movie of all time. Don't worry, it's not hard.
Malcolm X.
Ooh.
Denzel Washington.
Hello. Eba, or what? Swallow with hand or with fork?
Oh, hands, please.
Oh, what is wrong
You
with
lick it
you?
good. Yeah, where am I from?
Ibuku, best beauty advice you ever received?
Lipstick. Always carry lipstick, actually.
Ooh, yes.
Always
Whoever,
carry lipstick.
that person should stay as your friend. What advice, Biodun, will you give your 21-year-old self?
My 21-year-old self.
Yes.
Have sex not because he wants you to have sex, but because you want to have sex.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you have any comments, please send them to the email address on the screen. We will be back. There's not enough time. When we come back, we'll do the remaining 2. Thank you so much again, guys. You need to say keep it real because that's my sign off. Okay. All right, guys, keep it real.
Keep it real.
All right, bye.